This is my Remarkable tablet review. Is it good for artists? This is my daughter drawing. If this is a bit TLDR for you, then the answer is yes, it is. But probably only as your sketchbook, your personal record of your visual thinking. It's not your be-all and end-all for producing the great quality work. It's something from which you could take these vector graphics and you could work with them on a computer afterwards, rather than being an all-in-one production machine. I own the Remarkable 1, but the software and functionality is very similar for the Remarkable 2. It's just a slightly redeveloped design, slightly thinner, a bit less light, and a bit more aluminium and less plastic. So whether you're deciding to go with the Remarkable 1 or Remarkable 2, they're both great for artists. So what do I love about it? The tilt function and the pressure levels on this machine are absolutely fantastic. Drawing with the Remarkable marker and the pencil tool on here is as close to pencil and paper as you can get. But of course you have that digital function of just undo or delete, loads of different options there. And because it's so pencil-like, there's an incredibly shallow learning curve. You feel like you pick it up, and the first time I drew with this, that was the first drawing I made on this, you feel like you're drawing with a pencil. It's very natural. There's that great feel on the screen, that great paper-like feel, which lots of people are after. And the pencil itself is an incredibly low latency, so it does not feel like you're waiting around for this stroke that you've just made to come on the screen. It's there instantly. You've got access to layers, so you can work on one layer and then work over the top of it without deleting what's underneath. But you can't export as layers, which is a bit odd. You can, however, which is really cool, export as vectors. So you can export this as a .svg and you can edit it in Illustrator or anything that can edit SVG files, scaled vector graphics files. What's not so good? Well, it's a little bit on the small side. So if you compare it to this iPad Pro, it's not quite as large a working area, or indeed some of the larger e-ink tablets. This is a 10.3 inch screen and this is a 13.3 inch screen. This is basically an A4 working size, whereas that's an A5. So if you're thinking about it from an artist's perspective, ask yourself if you'd be happy with an A5 sketchbook. You could of course put that in the positives pile if you prefer to carry around something smaller. Another negative, there's limited editing functions in the device. So if you want to do a sketch and then work it up afterwards by maybe adding colors and playing with the tone or opacity between layers, then you're not going to be able to do that on this device. You have to export that and work on a different device afterwards. The obvious one is there's no color. Now, color e-ink is coming, but at the minute, black and white is all you've got in the Remarkable as well. And as I've said, the files don't export with the layer function, so you have to get the SVG and then work out which you want on which layer afterwards. So even the SVG doesn't have layers. The thing is about the Remarkable is that all of the negatives could be removed with one device from Remarkable, which was aimed at artists. If they were to make a larger screen version of this with a few more pen tools, with layers and actual editing on the device, you can make this a much more powerful sketchbook and it would be a really convincing thing. As it is at the minute, it's aimed for note taking rather than drawing. If Remarkable made a device which was aimed at artists, I think it'd be fantastic because they do design some fantastic hardware. Perhaps they're waiting for the new color e-ink screens. Perhaps they're considering that the price of that 13-inch screen is going to price people out of it, or the 13.3-inch color will be too expensive for people. I don't know, but I would love to see a Remarkable which was designed and aimed just for artists. All you'd need is that bigger size, slightly redesigned software to give you a bit more functionality for art purposes. So yes, please, Remarkable, you could have an amazing digital sketchbook here. Just design that bigger one with those extra functionalities.